It's time for American Brain and Brawn, starring John Brenkus and Lacey Evans.
Wow. Wait a minute. Hold on. What is going on right off the bat? Herbert? That was a technical foul. Hey, Lacey.
Hi, John. I'm wide open, bare naked, ready for all these questions.
Are you bare naked or buck naked?
A little bit of both. Depends on the season.
All right.
Depends on the season.
All right, so we got, American Brain and Brawn is a show all about resilience and motivation and being you. And we got Lacey Evans bug naked. Now, if she's going to open herself up to any question. She's in the buck, as they say, but you all got to forward out whatever link you're watching on, whether or not it's YouTube or the Killcliff TV or Lacey's Facebook or Instagram, whatever you're on. I like this. Look at the little tag board we got coming up here. Look how fancy that is.
Look at all that fan art just drawing me, making me look classy and sassy.
Yeah. All
Dang,
right.
John, people love me, John. You see that?
People love you?
Yeah, let me see all your fan art.
I've got a lot of fan. By the way, my art right here that you all may remember, the tiger. Remember this?
Yeah, that you lost, John. You lost it, remember? That
is going to be a T-shirt. That is going to be one of the very first American Brain and Brawn T-shirts that we make, because this has staying power.
Okay, but what about mine? Like, I feel like mine should be the first T-shirt.
No,
compared to that. Let me see all your fan art.
No, I don't agree with you. You want to know why I don't agree with you? Because we didn't even keep your drawing because it was so dull. It was just like a shark. It was decent. Like it didn't have a lot of flair. It's true. Anyway.
John, you lost. So
I did not lose that challenge. We can go back and look at that. I won that.
Oh, look, we got questions coming in.
Uh-huh. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right, listen. This is buck naked Lacey. She is bearing her soul. She is bearing it all. She is open. She is vulnerable. She is willing to answer any question. So drop it in YouTube, drop it in Facebook, drop it in Twitter, drop it in wherever. We're going to find all the questions. Courtney, you can search all the platforms and compile all the questions. I'm looking at Facebook right now for Lacey's Facebook. Here's the first question. Oh, wait a minute. I thought you were buck naked.
Have some respect, John. Of course not. I am a classy lady with manners.
All right. Well, all right. Here we go.
Clothed and look at that, John. Jacked.
You are jacked. Look at that. You been bench pressing a lot?
Nope. Just been eating my greens out of my garden, John.
All right. It is time. This is the first time that we have ever opened up the floor to ask Lacey anything. This is a Ask Lacey anything. WWE, military, cooking recipes, past history on anything. She's opened herself up. Here we go. First question. Ooh. How do you feel about this is from Andy Price. How do you feel about the troops being withdrawn in January?
We got to do what we got to do. I don't know. I got to do my research. Safety first.
Wait a minute. Is that your answer?
Is the mission complete? My boots aren't on deck, John. Yes, that's my answer. I don't know. I don't know what the mission was. I don't know where they stand as far as missions go. I don't, I'm not in it. I'm not in there.
You're not in there, so you don't have an opinion on it.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what I would say. For anybody who has an opinion, go check out. I actually made a documentary, was part of making a documentary called The Hornet's Nest. Go check it out on Amazon. It's a documentary about the war in Afghanistan. And it's got Mike Betcher, Carlos Betcher embedded with the 101st Airborne, and it's first-person footage of a crazy battle that was called Strong Eagle 2. and it was the biggest battle at the time. Go watch that. It's a non-political movie, doesn't take a stance. Go watch that, and then you can form an opinion. There you go.
Yeah, they could ask all the politics they want. You know what? Give me some questions that are about Lacey Evans. If I was active, I'd bring it. But
all right, here we go. This is from John Davies. Lacey, have you always been this beautiful?
Oh, I would say yes, because I've always felt beautiful. Now, if you saw pictures of me from back in the day, honey, I think that's not true. You know, I wish I would have known these questions, because I would have pulled some footage and showed y'all what I used to look like.
What did you used to look like?
Oh my! Let me see if I could find a photo. Ooh.
Send it to me, and I'll throw it up.
All right, I'm sending it to you now, John. Who asked that question?
John Davies.
All right, John, you're about to see it, honey.
All right, we're gonna see what you look like.
I'm gonna send it through WhatsApp for you, John.
Oh my God! Can you text or email it?
I have an Android, John.
Oh my God! In the Stone Age. Anyway, all right. All right. So while you're sending that, we're gonna see what you used to look like. You're saying that you weren't always this beautiful, or?
Well, no, don't get me wrong. I've always been beautiful. I just had a little bit more meat around my cheeks and stuff, around my whole body.
Kind of like me now.
Yeah, kind of like you.
John Aiello, I think is how you pronounce his last name. He says your hotness level with your hair straight is through the roof.
That's not a question. Like that all the time.
It's a statement.
I mean, yeah, that wasn't even a question. So stop wasting my time, you nasty.
All right, listen, nasties, you got to ask questions here. Anything. Lacey's going to answer anything. Frank Guido says, any thoughts on wearing a military outfit in the ring like Sergeant Slaughter?
Ooh, yeah, I think that one day possibly. But right now I love my skirts and my dresses and my pinup attire. I mean, I've got some military, I got some patriotic red, white, and blue gear I've worn before. Right.
All right. How about this is from Sheila Lawrence.
Hi,
Lacey's
Sheila.
wrestling always been a career you wanted, or was there a different career you had in mind before this?
Oh, Sheila. Yes, I actually went to school for nursing. I was going to be a doctor, and that's what I thought I was going to be. I was out of high school. I graduated as a phlebotomist and a med tech. Then I worked at nursing assistants in assisted living facilities and in home care, where I was a CNA. And then I was in college for nursing. And then at 19, I joined the United States Marine Corps. But the Marine Corps does not offer medical career fields. So I, for one, and then for two, I found out that they have I could have been a police officer, like military police. So I was like, absolutely. And then when I found out that could be my career as a United States Marine, I was sold and I went straight in. And I still ended up getting a bachelor's degree though. But it just wasn't as a doctor or a nurse.
Wow.
Yeah. Surprise.
Right, that's good. She's kind of opening herself up. Like, we got to go a little bit deeper here. Jay Maxwell wants to know, do you have any input on your character, on the plot lines or anything that happens in the WWE?
Yes, actually. A lot of times they assume that we don't, but there's a lot of times that it naturally forms. So just because you or they or anybody have an idea of how you want something portrayed, when things go live and then when the fans react to certain things, there's really not much we could do. We kind of, try to continue to give the entertainment aspect. But as far as like the sassy Southern belle, Well, that obviously got created from my damn self, which is funny. Let me go ahead and point this out. All you nasty things out there saying, oh, the gimmick's forced. I was born in Georgia. I could bake a pie just as good as I could fire a weapon. I am from the South, born and raised. I love to cook a good home cooked meal, take care of my family, take care of my husband, whom I've been with since I was 15 years old. I love the red lip and the dresses. So all of you nasties can kiss it where the sun don't shine, honey, because that is Lacey Evans. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll trade the high heels for a pair of boots every now and then when I have to. But until then, all you nasties are going to look at me and my sassy Southern belle self out there looking good as ever.
I like that. All right. Next question is from Rick Neal. Who is your biggest influence?
Oof. Is in wrestling?
It just says, who's your biggest influence?
Ooh, I have
it's
a
up
couple
to you to answer that.
You know what? I think in WWE as a sports entertainer, Natalya. I mean, I watch what she does not only in the ring but outside of the ring. She is a locker room leader and someone who has been involved in the company positively across the board. And I believe in professionalism and determination. And that woman she just never stops. And she's very, very helpful to those coming up. And I'll never forget the things that not only she's done, but continues to do for me in my career as I'm starting to learn the business and do the best that I can in the ring and out.
All right. This is from, hey, everybody give us a thumbs up and a heart right now. That lets people know that we're actually on. So the way the algorithms work is people have to like things and put hearts, and it sends out a message to everyone. So everyone ding us, give us a heart, give us a thumbs up. Give us a little love here.
All right. Photo. Hold on. I almost have it. I'm going to send it to you, John.
Send it to me. Email it to me.
I'm not emailing it. I already said I'm not.
Here we go. Hey, thank you. Look at all the hearts and thumbs up. Thank you, everybody.
Yay.
All right, everybody. This is Asking Lacey Any Question. Come up with some doozy questions, man. I want to make Lacey have to really think. Here we go. This is from Will Truskowski, I think. He says, Lacey, would you ever team up with Randy Orton in a mixed tag match?
Yeah, I mean, sure. He definitely has proven himself to get the job done. Obviously, everybody knows who the hell Randy Orton is, and I'd get beside him and kick ass and take names. Why not? Cut the check.
All right. So next one, Travis Green says, what is your ultimate goal in the WWE?
To be a champion. I mean, I firmly believe, and there's none of you nasty things out there. And when I say none of you nasties, I mean you negative nasties, the ones that are constantly in my feed, constantly in my inboxes and messengers. Listen, I'm going to be a champion. Well, I'm not going to stop. You're going to have to put up with me today, tomorrow, next week, Survivor Series on Sunday, which I'm in, which I deserved and worked to be in. I'm going to be in this mother for a long time. I'm not going nowhere, and I'm going to be a WWE champion. And y'all are going to have to stand up when you hear my name.
Now, you know that Andre the Giant, Andre the Giant was never a champion.
That has nothing to do with me. Nothing. Right. Hey, that sounds like a personal problem. I am Lacey Evans, the Raw Women's soon-to-be champion, John.
All right. All right. This says, Jack Sherman says, what's your favorite song?
Right now, because it changes. I love music. Humble and Kind by Tim McGraw and Where is the Love by Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, those are different genres there.
Yeah, but they're my two, they're my everyday, when I think I want to listen to music, I start there every time.
Here's another good question for you. When were you most embarrassed?
Oh, I don't really get embarrassed, but I did the other day, John. You want to hear it? It was so bad. I was so embarrassed. So my daughter was at the park. I was taking her to a park and we were playing. And there was this little girl that she was making friends with. And the little girl's mom came up and talked to me. And we're like, oh, hi, and I'm trying to be like a friendly mom. Our daughters were playing and I was like, oh, come say hi to her little brother. And I got down on my knee and I I was like, to her little brother. And she goes, the little girl looks at me and says, I'm a girl and I'm older than her. And I was literally eye to eye. I already took a knee and I was so embarrassed, John, because I was convinced that this little girl was a boy, and I messed up, and I just said, oh, hi, come say hi to her little brother, and I got down to like talk to her, but it wasn't a boy, it was a girl. And she informed me, and I wanted to just crawl in a hole. I felt terrible. My face, John, got so red that I just, and then the little girl looks at me and says, I get that all the time. And then I'm like, I want to run away right now. And it was just terrible. I was so embarrassed. My face was like as red as this hat right here.
Wow. All right. Well, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Here's a question for you. I got a good one. This is from David Garcia.
Hello.
Says,
David.
my daughter goes to the United States Air Force Academy. What kind of advice can I give her being around so many guys? It's a good question.
Oh, well, I know how the Marine Corps was. She makes sure that you hopefully instilled confidence in your daughter. She needs to know her worth and knows what she's capable of, because it's going to be very tough. The military in general, especially the Marine Corps, is mostly men. At the time I went, it was 96% men. So you're looking at, a very small amount of females. And in my opinion, the females that didn't know their worth, that didn't have the confidence in order to not only stand up for themselves, but show everybody around them, men, women, who was in charge of them, that they are going to not take crap and that are going to work. Make sure she's a hard worker. I would say that. Make sure she's confident. Make sure she knows her worth, and make sure she's a hard worker, because if she has those three things, there's not a male anywhere near her in the military that's going to they won't take advantage of her, because she'll look them dead in the eye and say, absolutely not, or yes, sir, no, sir. But this, she'll do the right thing. She'll know what the right thing is and show what she's capable of on paper, black and white, every run she does, every physical fitness test. I mean, every test that she takes on paper. Make sure she's confident and she knows her worth, I would say.
Wow. All right. I got that picture that you sent, and I got to tell you, you are a beautiful woman now and in the past. You might be a little more beautiful now. We're going to put up this picture. Everybody can be the judge. I'm not going to pass judgment on it. I'm just saying that you got long, blonde, straight hair. Herbert, did you download that picture yet? Is it up? Because
you guys make sure as soon as y'all see this, y'all better put all the hearts. I better get the most.
You better give her lots of hearts, because she's really bearing her soul on this one.
I better get the most hearts. I swear they better. As a matter of fact, I'm looking on my phone. Them hearts better start flying when y'all see my beautiful.
They better start flying, because you've never posted this picture.
No, my beautiful round face. Y'all better love it.
Yeah, this is she's being pretty ballsy here. Herbert, put it up. Here we go.
They better love it.
Which one? First of all, which one's Lacey?
What?
Oh wait, I think it's the one to the left. The person to the
Shut
left.
up.
There it is. Your WWE. No, to the left. Herbert, what are you doing? Good. Zoom in. Zoom in. And let's go split screen. Let's see Lacey now. See if you look at Lacey now. Put this like up in my screen or something. We can have this picture take over me. Nobody wants to see me anymore. We better see hearts flying.
Oh my gosh.
There we go. That's how we're going to be the rest of the show. Just like this. Just like this.
Well,
all right. Here's the next question.
I think they call it
hey,
blowing up.
Lacey, in this picture, did you weigh more than you do now?
Yes. All right, y'all want to know how much I weighed? You're going to die.
Yeah, I do.
I was 165, I think.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah, why?
No, you
Does it look
weren't.
like I was.
No way.
Hey, Chuck Wiley. Yes, I was. Chuck Wiley says my fingers hurt from tapping the hearts. Y'all better keep on tapping them.
Yeah, you got to
because
keep
this-
tapping the heart because this is
Ah,
pretty awesome. By the way, my sort of like, ooh, I'm not sure I want to show you what I look like is
no,
now.
I did it. Now you have to.
No, well, it's now. Every picture that I have of me looks way better than I do now. So
Oh my gosh, John, that's so terrible.
it's true though, man. I've never been this heavy in my life. I'm like I'm telling you, I'm walking around and people are yelling, "Hey, hungry hippo!" I'm like, oh my god.
No, they're not, John.
I'm like, you guys are so mean. Good Lord.
People are mean. That's what's wrong with
All
the
right,
world.
so, hey, this is a great question from Brian Espinoza. One of my best friends is Dan Espinoza. He asked, I got a question. When you first appeared in the WWE, what was the reaction like in the ring the very first time?
Oh my gosh. I got another story. This was terrible. You want to talk about mean people? I can't stand. So I was in NXT, obviously, which is the brand that trains in Orlando. And I had my first promo, in-ring promo, and I'll never forget. It was in Jacksonville, Florida. And I come up with my microphone, and I was like this happy-go-lucky, like, baby face. I'm about to, motivate these men and women out here. And when I got to my second line in my promo, they just kept screaming, flat butt, over and over. Oh, yeah. But they were saying, ASS, but anyway, and they just kept screaming it to where I would try to talk, but they were just steady screaming flat butt until I was done. And then the ones that felt bad for me, they clapped me out of there behind the stage. But I was so mad that that was my
did you have a flat butt?
But it doesn't matter, John.
Were they being honest?
Possibly, but still, that's no way to treat a lady who's going out there to entertain.
Well,
you nasty.
Listen, if you're going to say, hey, I'm beautiful and I'm sassy and I'm Southern, you're not bragging. You're just being honest.
Yeah. It's just terrible. This world is terrible. That's what's wrong with the world. That's why we have American Brain and Brawn, to show those of you out there to not be that way.
That's right. I agree with you. All right. Jordan Booth, who's watching on YouTube, says,
flat?
Hey, Jordan Booth says, hey, flat butt. When did you meet your husband and when did you get married?
Oh my gosh. I met my husband when I was 15 years old. I actually have a photo of that. I'll send you, John. You're going to die because
Send it to me. I got to see this.
We were
Did he know? Now, hold on. Yeah, send me this. Because I imagine you didn't look like you do right now. So he's got to be sitting back going, wow.
Nah. I mean, he got a good one. I'll leave it at that. All right, I'm sending it to you right now. You guys, everybody out there listening, y'all are going to die when you see this because I met my husband when I was 15 and we were in high school in Florida and I've been with him ever since. We got married when I was 19 years old. But here's a kind of cool story. So when I was 16, I was with him for a year and I wrote a little high school love letter to my husband. And at the bottom of the page, there was a stick figure. I drew a little stick figure family. And it was my husband, me, and a little curly haired girl. And it said Macy, Alfonso, and Summer, because that's what we wanted to name our daughter one day. And when I was 22, I had my daughter and we named her Summer. And she is just a little curly, full of curls girl. So it's funny. We still have that love letter from when I was 16 when we picked our daughter's name out.
That is pretty darn awesome. I mean, You met when you were 15. How old were you when you got married?
We were 19.
19. Not many people get married when they're 19, and not many people get married when they're 19 and stay married. How long you been married now? 2 years?
John, that's going to tell my age. Lord, I've been married over 10 years, honey.
Oh, you gave us a little bit of a tip there. I don't know if you're lying or not. Andy Price says Army strong 300 pounds. Andy, come on.
You lost me at Army and you lost me at 300, honey.
I know. Andy, shame on you. Andy, everybody, give us a thumbs up because Andy just gave us like a what?
Yeah. We got to have.
Hey, Herbert, I just sent you that. I just sent you the wedding photo. Can you put that up, or the engagement photo?
It's not engagement, John. That was when I met him in high school.
It's the high school picture of the high school sweethearts, which is pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome. Can you put it up, Herbert? Wait, Come on, get that photo up there.
Yeah, we were very, very young. That's us.
Oh, that is awesome.
I don't look that different. Awesome.
You know what? You look pretty darn good there.
I know.
Yeah. Oh. What? And then you didn't weigh 165 there.
No, I was 15. I literally was 15 in this photo. He was 16. I kind of look the same.
Hey, somebody chimed in and said, let's see John from his Christmas album. I think we might close the show out with a little Christmas carol that I wrote that charted on the AC chart at number 30, right behind Madonna and Bruce Springsteen on the adult contemporary holiday chart. My wife is singing, and it's called Christmas Is My Favorite Time of Year.
Oh my gosh. I haven't looked that up. I got to look it up, John.
All right, I'm going to look it up. Hey, Herbert, you find the link on YouTube. Type in Christmas Is My Favorite Time of Year, Lacey and John Brenkus. You can just type in Christmas Is My Favorite Time of Year, Lacey, John Brenkus. We're going to play that in a minute. It's pretty awesome. I'm going to play it, and I need you to react to it on the other side, Lacey. All right, here we go. The next question. All right, wait. Courtney just said she just texted me a good one. All right, this is from Karza von Karnstein. It said, you had a very hard life growing up. Would it be fair to say that your time in boot camp and then in the Corps merely honed the determination and resilience you already had within you? It's a good question.
That's very good. Yeah, I think it did. I think my childhood and what I've been through as far as mental toughness and knowing that the things that I had around me in my life wasn't what I wanted for when I became an adult and when I had the ability to make my own decisions that dictated my future. Because at a very young age, I looked around and just knew that, like, between the mental health and the drug addiction and everything else, I didn't want to live like that. And so when I joined the Marine Corps at 19, the physical side of it and the mental and emotional wasn't as hard for me as it was for the average, recruit that came through to become a Marine. Because, it's one thing, and it's so funny that it's one thing to have a drill instructor in your face spitting and yelling at you and like making you do pushing you to your limits, because there's no emotional attachment there, but when it comes from the people that you love, like your father and your family, that's where it hits you hard. So to me, I could separate myself from the drill instructors because they weren't supposed to love me. I've already heard worse from the people that are supposed to love me. And I've been through a lot of things in my life that I've had to push myself. So, I think that what I've been through in my life and the fact that I went into boot camp already with a mindset that, look, whatever happens around me, I have to push forward. I have to make the decision, know that I have 24 hours in every day and every hour counts. So I just got to keep on marching forward. I've literally and figuratively have to march forward and just don't stop. And so that's how I got through boot camp was, I wrote, because on Sundays you got to write in this little thing. And I wrote down 3 months worth of calendar year, calendar days. And every day I would just tack one off. That way I could see those blocks getting filled. And that last block, I just seeing that those shades get bigger and bigger helped me get through the 3 months of my boot camp and my training.
Wow. That was a pretty honest answer. When people talk about you having a tough life, we don't want to get into every little nitty gritty detail of this, but you probably didn't, and I haven't even asked you because you know what? That's like, everybody's got their own backstory, their own stuff. And, I love Lacey for who Lacey is today, right now. And everything that led up to it is, everyone's got their own story and their own thing. But in terms of allowing people a little bit of a peek into the conditions or the things you had to overcome, what did you feel was your biggest obstacle as a child to overcome that you were aware of?
I think that it was just the mental health. That's why I'm a big mental health advocate, because my parents didn't just struggle with drug addiction and drinking alcohol. It was a mental health. It was the anger. It was the depression that literally and physically ripped through my family, the walls of the home, like everything. But there are certain things in my life that I've been through that sit with me, certain instances, certain events that have really made my mindset the way that it is. And I just brought this up the other day at an influencer conference. Was one that I remember like yesterday. Was I was in middle school and I love getting on the school bus because that means I got to go to school. There was no anger. There was no meanness. There was no the depression, the drug. There was none of that there. So it was like an escape going. Now, when I'm done with school, I had softball practice because I wanted to be in sports. I wanted to be successful. I didn't want to go back to that. And, I wanted to chase some dreams. I wanted to always be on the go doing something positive. And I got out of school. I went to softball practice. And by the time practice was over, I was waiting on a ride and no ride ever showed up. And that was it happened once and it happened many times after that. But what I'm trying to say is I had to walk all the way home, right? Poor pitiful me. Here I am in middle school walking all the way home and I've got my backpack, it starts to rain. Now the rain, like that was another hit. And I remember being so sad and let down thinking, my parents should have been there. Now it's raining. My socks are getting wet. I had two parents stop and ask if I needed a ride. I pretended like I was on a cell phone because I was so embarrassed and like just so angry and so sad that I was like, oh no, I live right up here. No, I wasn't right up there. I had to keep walking and keep walking. And by the time I got home, I was drenched. I was like broken. And I'll never forget, I got on the school bus that next morning and I was thinking like, man, if I don't get on the school bus to come home, I may have to walk home again. And then that's when it hit me. It's the mindset in your mind. There are going to be times in your life that you don't get picked up, that something happens in your life that you don't have that ride, right? And I'm not talking like an actual car. Something's going to happen in your life that's going to stop you, or it's going to be an obstacle, right? The rain is going to come in your life. And I'm not talking about physical rain. I'm talking about one hit after the other, but it's up to you. Do you keep going? Do you figure it out and not give up? Or do you jump on the easy, dry, warm school bus home? And I said, you know what? No, I don't care. I may not get another ride, but I'm not going to stop, which led me to be very well in sports, a state champion, undefeated wrestler in high school, 9th in the nation. If I would have stopped the day that they left me, the day that they forgot about me, the day that they were high and didn't show up to pick me up, I would not be the person that I am today because I continued to go. I never stopped. So don't ever stop. Don't just jump on the school bus because it's warm. Wow. Because meaning figuratively, keep freaking fighting for what you want in your future.
That's honestly, Lacey, that's super inspiring, and that's what's interesting is that as a child, a lot of people, grow up in circumstances and it doesn't really register necessarily. It's just their environment. But there are a lot of things that happen that even as a child, even when you don't have a frame of reference, things still resonate as like, God, this isn't right, which leads me to tell you, this is proof that human beings are good because we actually inherently know right from wrong. We know when someone falls down, you pick them up. We just inherently do that. We just do. And when somebody doesn't pick you up when they're supposed to, it hurts. It's like, we know that. And it's not oh, that's normal and whatever. It's like, no, it's not. It's not normal. So it hurts me. A great question from Double J Media, I think watching on YouTube, says, if you could tell the 19-year-old Lacey Evans something, what would it be?
Oh, wow.
Great question. By the way, that gets question of the day right there.
Yeah. Oh, this is so hard. Who asked me this?
The handle is Double J Media.
Oh my gosh, Double J Media. Okay, if I could tell my 19-year, I mean, keep going, because I never stopped. So I wouldn't if I can go back, let me think.
Your 19-year-old self, you were married at that point.
Yeah, I was married. I was on my way. I mean, I was boot camp. It was coming up. I probably, relax, take a deep breath. And I would honestly tell myself this now. It's something but if I would have known back then, because of how my mind, when you're a child and you go through trauma or certain things, you have this fight or flight response, and everybody has felt fight or flight in some way. If you've ever been scared, or if something ever, that's where like PTSD on extreme levels, but like even something small, like in your house at night and you hear a loud bang, like the endorphins in your brain that you just, so when, as a child, when you have trauma as a child, the fight or flight, like makes you, if it's on so long, it starts to create a character within a human. And my whole life, I've especially after I joined the Marine Corps, being a military police officer, being on a SWAT team, my fight or flight responses and my mindset has always been defensive, angry, tense. I have to protect myself. I have to survive. Like it's been that way. I think that if I could go back, now that I'm 30 years old, okay, and there are things that I struggle with, and one of them is I'm always so tense and serious. I would just say, relax, take a deep breath, and be happy, because you're going to make it. You're not always going to be hurting like this. You're not always going to be stressed because you don't know where your future is going to be, because you don't know where your family is going to be and how your siblings are going to end up and how your parents are going to end up. You just need to relax, because you're going to be okay and you're going to figure it out one day. And I'm telling that to myself to this day, is like, because I'm just always like, I find myself angry and holding on to so much of the pain that it's hard, even to this day, to kind of just enjoy my days. And I'm so blessed, and I'm fine. I'm happy and healthy now, and it's hard to let go. So I would tell her that, just relax, be happy, and let it go. Just enjoy the day. Don't be so serious. You'll be all right.
Yeah, you know what? I love the advice. And I honestly, I'm the elder statesman here. It's taken me a long time to realize, don't take it so seriously. And the whole like, oh my God, I gotta do this. And if I don't, like that, like we kind of like feel very frenetic and frantic. It's like, you know what? Kind of laugh at yourself. You know what? If it didn't work out, it's okay. If you didn't do that, it's gonna be all right. Like, laugh at yourself. You're kind of a dodo like everybody else. Like, it's fine. Like, and that person that you're talking to, they're probably a dodo too. Like, relax. Yeah. Like, don't take it all so seriously. All right, last question here. What is your last question? And we got to go. What is your ultimate dream?
Oh my gosh. Other than to be a champion, like for WWE, I feel like I've been working so hard and I just want it so bad. I mean, other than being a champion in WWE, like I said, because that's like such a goal of mine, I could taste it. I want it so bad. Just to be able to show not only my daughter, but women out there that you could like be moms with babies on your hip, chasing this wild, like WWE Superstar champion dream, and do everything it takes to show them what you're capable of and that you're championship material. Plus, if I'm a WWE champion, imagine all these nasty things out there that I could shove it in their face and make them choke on my title. Just kidding. Wow. But the people that I can help, because when you're a champion, you have a bigger platform, a larger light more microphones in your face. And I want to be able to change the world. People want to be like legends on WWE for so many reasons. But if I could be a WWE champion and remind these people, these Americans, the world, that it doesn't matter what you go through or where you come from, that you are capable of anything. And I can do that as a wife. I could do that as a mother. I could do that as a Marine. I could do that as a broken baby that was left while, with her sports and had to walk home. You can do it. It doesn't matter what kind of parents you have. It doesn't matter what your circumstances was growing up or statistically where you should fall based on where you come from. You can be a WWE champion as all of this. And I think that if that just motivates and empowers me. And I think that is my end goal as far as right now in my life. I want it so bad.
All right. Well, listen. Here's one thing. I saw a comment on here. It said, why is the WWE fake? And this is what I'm going to take this response. All
Thanks,
right.
John. Please.
Because here's the thing. The WWE is one of the most brilliant sports organizations ever. I mean, Vince McMahon and his dad pioneered something that no one had really ever seen. And what they ended up doing is getting amazing athletes. First and foremost, amazing athletes who have to be really smart. They have to be really articulate, really smart. And they create this complex world. Now, when anybody says the WWE is fake, I want you to ask yourself this question. Is being a WWE champion fake? How is that fake? Do you know the hurdles you have to overcome? Do you know the value you have to prove? Do you know the number of matches you have to have? Do you know how hard it is to ascend that mountain? However you get to that mountain, there's nothing fake about that. So while the storylines, everybody knows, look, it's like a soap opera and it's mapped out with amazing, intelligent athletes. And it's really hard to ascend that throne. It's really hard. So I think that I understand the question, but there's nothing fake about being a champion.
No. Or in the pain that we go, there's nothing fake about what the pain our bodies go through. And talk about ascending a mountain. Coming from not a background in pro wrestling, I had no idea what it was, much less what it involves, what it takes to be a sports entertainer. I go from having no idea, being an active duty service member, a sergeant in the United States Marine Corps. I get shuttled to freaking Orlando, Florida at a performance center to train and learn how to not only fall, bump, fight, wrestle, the ropes, everything involved. I got to learn how to talk on a mic, cut promos, acting. I'm not a freaking actress, but you got to learn how to take a microphone in front of thousands and thousands of people and cut an emotional promo and then get your hands on these women that have been doing this their whole life. And talk about hurdles and mountains. I have made history in Saudi Arabia. I have main evented pay-per-views, been through tables, hit with ladders, kendo sticks, the bruises on my body. None of that is fake. I continue to do this with a baby on my hip, homeschooling my kid, traveling the world, have done over 560 live interviews at 50 different states. And that doesn't include different countries. And I am yet to be champion. So whoever asked that question, the day you or anybody out there can do what we do on a professional level over 300 days a year, the mentally, physically, emotionally, down to our 5 a.m. flights, you call me, because none of that is fake. And I'm still not a champion. And that's just half the I've been through.
That's right. That's right. I mean, and I did, we really broke down some really interesting sports science segments on professional wrestling. And even when people are like, the ring, the mat gives, I'm like, yeah, it gives. It's still a lot of force. You have somebody who's, 200 pounds, 150 pounds, jumping from 10 feet in the air, landing. I'm like, even if you reduce it by half, I'm like, keep doing the numbers, the risk of injury and the amount of conditioning and how aware you have to be. Man, it is no joke. That's why I love watching it. I'm like, the athletes, I love watching athletes flipping off a rope. And I'm like, these are people who did not grow up as acrobats. These are people who did not grow up, and they're learning how to do this and safely. Like,
Yeah,
oh my God, it's amazing. So.
Yeah, we get trained by the best, though. I will say
Yeah.
that our medical team, our training team, our across the board, we have the best system, the best trainers, the state of the art equipment, everything. So I will say that, you know, we have the best of it all. So.
Absolutely. All right, we got to bounce. We got to roll. We're going to play the Christmas video next week. Everybody can go check it out. Christmas is my favorite time of year by Lacey and John Brenkus. You'll like it. We're out of here. Everybody, God bless. Keep believing and go back and watch this episode because Lacey had a lot of great words. God bless you all.
Bye, you nasties.